And we are live. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Respect the Craft. This is episode number 132. And I'm joined by all in one Michael Fain. Good evening, sir. How's it going?
Yeah, I'm doing good, but if you're gonna say all in one Michael Fain, you might as well try to say it right. I am the PFB of pro wrestling, the present, the future, and the best all in one Michael Fain.
There you go. See, you know what it is? I like to hear the talent they say it so much better than I could. And this is why I just break it down for commentary purposes. I'm like, hey, here we go. All in one just comes out a lot quicker. But hey,
I got
good
that.
to have you here, brother. How's it been? How's everything going?
Everything's been good, just resting my body, getting ready for a heck of a weekend, and just ready to tear it up.
There you go. I hear you. And here we go. We got our good buddies Wes and Kyle in the chat. Thanks for coming in, guys. Hope you guys enjoy the podcast here. But let's get into this here. Let's start talking a little bit. But before I get to the questions, Michael, I have to ask you the question I ask everyone that comes onto the podcast. You heard the name of the show. It's called Respect the Craft. So when you hear that term, the craft, what does that mean to you?
Respect the art. We respect this business. We respect the craft. We do everything and anything to protect it. That's what it means to me. And when I came onto the show, I was like, respect the craft. Okay. This guy obviously respects this business, and he obviously respects the wrestlers and the performers that make a hell of a show, that put butts in seats. So that's what I think respect the craft means.
There you go. I know, again, like we talked about a little bit before we got on here, I told you a little bit about why this podcast is even a thing. We come from a similar background, if you will. So, But definitely that was a reason why when I was told, hey, there's a few guys that want to come on, I was like, yeah, I definitely have him on to talk a little bit about his upbringing here and how we got to the Michael Fain we see today. So let's get into a little bit about that. Let's start talking about what was it that got you to want to step into the squared circle? Because it's one thing that we all have that story of, oh yeah, we saw this one match that made us love wrestling. But wanting to step into that ring is a whole nother story. So talk to us a little about that. What was the mentality that got you in that you're like, no, this isn't just something I like to watch. It's something I want to now be a part of.
So I remember vividly too, because I remember when I was just a little Fain. It was a moment that I remembered briefly, and it made me laser focus on what I was watching. It was probably the most famous spot in wrestling history. It was when Kurt Angle did his moonsault off the stage. I mean, not off the stage, off the cage. I'm not going to mention who he did it to because I don't think we can, but it was that moment and just hearing the crowd, like that clicked for me. Now, as time went on, like me thinking like, maybe I'll do this, maybe I won't. When I was 7 years old and I watched WrestleMania 21, and it's by far my best WrestleMania because it's on my birthday. And plus, it ignited a new era. Literally, it was that WrestleMania that was like, you know what? I'm definitely, I got to be in the ring. I know that I was going to get in the ring. Somehow, some way, I had to be there. That was the dream. That was the goal. So, when I did graduate high school, I was like, I knew about House of Glory due to a friend of mine that did go there. And I was like, okay, like, this is now the opportunity I've been waiting for because I was trained out there. And honestly, when you take your first bump, you're like, holy crap, what the heck did I get myself into? I'm just like, oh God, all right, so this is not a bed. This is nothing like before.
You got to find out the hard way. Yeah, this isn't a trampoline. This is everything that they don't tell you about.
It was wild. When I ran the ropes, it was nothing like we saw. There's nothing that we thought. I was like, holy crap. So as time went on, I was like, okay, you can either quit and give up or legit make this a reality.
Yeah.
And with blood, sweat, and tears, I just kept fighting. I kept pushing. I kept doing as much as I can to just make it. And the fact that I was able to get that chance, making my pro wrestling debut last year, it was just blessing, man. Hard work and dedication, that goes a long way.
There you go. Oh, it's awesome to hear. And again, hearing that at such a young age, again, it's one of those where we all say oh yeah, one day I want to do it, but having the actual grit to want to actually do it and step in and then maintain that feeling of no, I want to do this. There's
Right.
so many that do it. Again, I saw, and I was telling you before we got on the air, I saw a lot of you guys make that first step.
Yeah.
But then the ones that kept going, it's far and few between. So
Yeah.
again, I'm glad we're now having this conversation after those years ago. So,
Yeah.
and here we go. We got to the chat already. We got Marlene Zamora saying, woohoo, Michael Fain. There we go. We got some support there. And then we also got one of the guys who'll be facing this Saturday in the chat, Nikolai White, saying my guy there.
Hey, Nikolai White. I'm drinking water actually, Nikolai White.
There you go. You gotta stay hydrated.
Yeah, I gotta stay hydrated so I can whip your ass at Chosen Pro Wrestling.
Oh man, there we go.
No worries. I'm gonna stay hydrated. No worries.
Oh man, there you go. But now let's talk about this. Let's talk about, so again, we get to having that mentality to want to get into the business, then doing that first step. What was it for you, if it has already? What was that moment that now you're in there and you're like, this is the right path. This is what I want to continue to do. Or have you had that moment yet in the ring? Because again, you're only a year in, so have you had that moment that like, this is it. This is where I want to keep going?
I have. Honestly, it was so one thing about me is that I love to get on the mic. I love to talk as much as I need. I talk shit like nobody's business. I do that better than probably a lot of people.
There you go.
So literally when I had the mic for my debut against Ken Broadway, I remembered how much the fans hated me. They hated me. Being marks and stuff, they were booing me, telling me to shut the F up and everything. And I'm just like, I love that. I'm like, you know what? I feed into that because at the end of the day, you can boo me all you want. You guys sit on your ass and you're still going to watch me talk because you guys paid to see me talk. So it doesn't matter to me. It was that moment where it was just like, wow. Like, each and every time I got the mic, there were times where I didn't even get a word in and they already started telling me to shut the F up. It was just that energy, that feeling that I had. I was just like, wow. Like, it even gave me goosebumps. I love when the fans just, like, tell me how it is, but, like, still hate me. And it's just like, that feels so good. Like, as weird as it sounds, because it's just like, normal people wouldn't like people to hate you or anything, but it's like, that's pretty fun. You know, because, like, when I win, they get pissed off, but I get happy. So it's just like, I beat your favorites, and now I'm walking away with the victory, and you guys can boo all you want, but come on, you guys are watching a winner do its work. So, but honestly, it was that moment where I was just like, yeah, this is it. Like, just the spotlight, the lighting, the music hitting, walking down that ramp, it just felt right. You know?
And you know what's funny is because it's one of those where, again, a moment like that is so make it or break it. To break that fourth wall down a little bit, it is one of those make it or break it moments where, again, having that crowd already hate you there. You can either, again, thrive in it or you embrace it. And seeing you have embraced that and you made it work, it's awesome to see because now you're on that way of, hey, this is the Michael Fain we see. This is the Michael Fain that's doing everything at Chosen Pro Wrestling, is doing things around the tri-state now. Hey, in one of your debut at Titan Enterprises at TCW was against their champion, one of my good friends, Anthony Gangone. Yeah, and I can imagine the crowd wasn't too fond of you there either because they definitely, I can imagine they were saying, hey, we know Dr. Sleep. Who is this guy coming in with the glasses here?
Man, Anthony Gangone. Look, even though I still got a bone to pick with him, because no matter what anybody says he cheated, if you watch back the tape, you'll see it. It is what it is. You know, I'm not going to have to defend myself. If you see the tape, you'll see. Anywho, Anthony Gangone has always been that guy that is just a huge workhorse in the business. Anytime you see Anthony Gangone, you already know you already got a banger incoming. You know what I mean? You already got a star in the making. Even though he doesn't even get the flowers he deserves, I was very, very honored to be, like, you know, sharing the ring with him. Even though he cheated, but it is what it is. I don't know if he paid the referee off, but it is what it is. I came this close to beating your champion, whatever. But like I said, just to be in the ring with him, especially knowing how like I'd be like started training in the business. He was, champion at the time, but just knowing that I was able to be in the ring with him, actually one of the best. Like now, it was an honor, and to just come that close, just this close.
And again, what a way to make a debut, though. And then we fast forward now. You're part of Tiny Enterprises here as part of Chosen Pro Wrestling.
Yes.
Well, hey, again, it just shows where things can go. So now let's talk about this, though. Before we get to Inception this Saturday, you had to first go through the steps of the free-for-all. You had to be a part of that grueling, that day full of the training, all that. So talk us through your opinion on how that experience was. How was that for you being a part of a group that it's still, the number is insane, over 60 amazing talent there, all vying for this opportunity. So how was that for you? All that, and then to be selected to be a part of the chosen few.
So, funny story about that. I had 1 hour of sleep. I was running on 1 hour of sleep. I don't know if I was just maybe too excited, or maybe it was just like it's all the way out in where was it? It was in Atlantic City, I believe. It was around there. I think it was somewhere around there.
It wasn't too far from AC, so yeah.
Yeah, and it was cool. Like literally when I came in, I knew like I saw so many talent, and I was just like, oh, okay. I knew half of the talent, so I was like, okay, I know what they're capable of. Like I see how great they are in the indies. And going in there, it wasn't intimidating, sure, because I know how good everybody is. And just to try to stand out was definitely the goal. The training, the drills, like bumping, feeding, and all that. It's like it felt like something that I was already used to. But just that environment alone, like just to know that there was other people just as hungry as you were, sure, there was a little pressure. But, the fact that I was able to still like keep my cool, stay in my own bubble, not let it get to me as much. Because like when you're around all these talents, all you got to do is try not to get in your head. You know what I mean? Because they're talented. But it's just like you got to remember like, okay, you got to show why you belong here. You know what I mean? So being actually one of the chosen 10, it meant a lot because like it just showed like, I worked hard. And I'm not saying anybody didn't, but it was just that I want this. And I knew since day one, especially when I started this business, I said that I was going to give it everything and anything I have. That's blood, sweat, and tears. Nights where I've literally questioned like, okay, I don't know if this is it. Or if there was nights where I've even questioned like maybe this is not going to become a reality. Those nights that I've like stayed up all night working, writing notes, studying matches, like that was literally hard work, that I had to just like go through. So the fact that I was even picked to be one of the chosen 10, like it meant a lot.
Definitely. And I can imagine again, and that's what I wanted to talk to you too about, because again, knowing you're still very young in that career, that this is going to be that focal point of where those questions play a big factor. Especially when you're going into a match like this on Saturday, because not only, again, were you picked to be a part of Inception, not only were you picked to be a part of the Chosen 10, you're picked to be a part of the very first main event for Chosen Pro Wrestling. So it will be you against Nikolai White and Trey Felipe in there. So talk to us about that, not only just being a part of those Chosen 10, but now you are given the opportunity to be a part of the very first main event for Chosen Pro Wrestling.
Honestly, it's an honor to be the first ever main event, and to be in the ring with Trey Felipe and Nikolai White. Like I said, they were in there with me. I know how good they were. Since literally they were the first people that I recognized, I was like, oh shit. I was like, all right, so I see what I'm working with here. It was definitely when I saw the match card, I was like, okay, here we go. I know how good they are. Nikolai White, I understand he has this water thing going, but I see how good he is in the ring, especially his athleticism is really unmatched. And Trey Felipe, I know he's a freshly, right? He calls himself the freshly, I believe. I see. You know, a guy that wears a jersey and a hat. He backs it up in the ring. I'll be real. He does back it up in the ring. But the main event scene is where I belong for a long time. I will always say that. I don't call myself the present, the future, and the best all in one because it's cool. I say it because everything I've ever done, everything that I always do. When you mention the name Michael Fain, you just can't mention my name without mentioning me as the future of this business. Anywhere I go, I get that. That isn't just things that I just make up in my head. Everybody knows that. I have this aura about me that when I come out, people know that a star is born. People know that a star just stepped up. Now, I know they're going to give me a run for my money. I know it. But trust me, those gentlemen are not going to go up because it's going to be me. I know where I belong. It's main event Fain 24/7. 2023, it's main event Fain. Like, I'm taking over this place. There's no other way.
Okay. I like the tenacity already. Again, having that goal mentality already at the young start here. But again, seeing who you're in there with, again, I spoke to Trey Felipe last week. We got to hear his thoughts on it. Nikolai White, I've had many conversations with, and I have to say with you three, you all share that almost that chip on your shoulder. You want to prove, you want to continue to prove why you guys are that future. Like the conversation it should always have a Michael Fain in there. It should have a Trey Felipe in there. It should have a Nikolai White when it's talking about who's going to take the independent circuit or just professional wrestling as a whole to that next level.
Right.
And again, when I see you guys, I'm seeing what you guys are doing. I could definitely say our future is bright in the business. But now I do have to say, okay, we look at this, we look at what Chosen Pro Wrestling has to offer. What is next, though, for Michael Fain? Where's your head at when it comes to not only just Chosen, but then the other places you are a part of as well? Because I can imagine you're talking about that main event scene. So what else are you scouting here? What else are you looking at as this is what Michael Fain has to do next?
Championship gold. That's what I'm looking forward to. You know I've held a champion in the IOD brand, the LPW brand I have, but now it's time to showcase what I can do. I knew from day one that I'm going to be a future main eventer. It was just a matter of when. 2022, sure, it was just the beginning. 2022 was just a fresh young kid coming out, but in 2023, I was like, okay, now it's time. I know for a fact it been time. And I know you're asking for what's next. What's next is me proving that. The present, the future, and the best all in one, that is what I'm going to prove. That's what's next. Everywhere I go, anywhere I go. It doesn't matter where I go. I'm tired of just being like, hey, I'm glad to be here. Nah, it's not that time anymore. It's my time now. It's cool for like the beginning, because you're shy and everything, but now it's like, hell no. I'm so sick and tired of being the guy that's tossed to the side. No. I'm in center stage now. Now, anywhere I go and everywhere I go, it doesn't matter what promotion I go to. Everyone is going to be talking about Michael Fain, no matter what.
Gotcha. And again, there's some strong words. Again, we just talked about it off the air as well. It's officially your full first year in, and already you're kind of talking these words of, that's it. The almost that humbleness is gone here. Where is that coming from though? Because I can imagine you talk highly about guys like Anthony Gangone. You made your debut against Cashflow Ken Broadway. So where is this just again that it's almost like you want this to be this is destined already for you? Where is that mentality coming in from?
Where's that coming in? And look, the way I see it is that since day one, I always knew I had something to prove. Since day one, I always knew that I came in, handshake, been nice, and all that. But now there comes the time where it's just like, okay, when is it time for you? When is it your time? Because everybody could just sit back, chill, and wait. Instead of just rush the field. I want to rush the field. You see, there was reasons that guys like me got picked to face the Anthony Gangones, got to face the Ken Broadways, got to face the Evander James. There were guys like me that were in those predicaments because of how good they say they are. I know for a fact that I was good. And I still am. I know I have a long way to go. But now it's just a matter of when. And I don't want to wait till when. Now I want to take over. I want this to be my time, no matter what. This needs to be mine for the taking. And at CPW, trust me, I know I'm not going to just be just a guy just in the main event. No, I am going to be the guy that will be the face of that brand.
Gotcha. And here we go. We got some more comments here. Look at that. They're putting you over here already. Future champion already right there.
Guy's smart.
Then we got Nettie in the chat as well. I believe you'll be speaking to her a little bit later on as well. So there you go. There we go. Say Michael Fain is the shit. There you go.
Yeah, you damn right. She's right. See, look at that. See, I don't gotta say it. You know what I mean? They know. I don't need to say it. They already know. They see what I do.
Gotcha. And again, it shows. It shows that charisma. And again, the results are showing. This is why, again, you are part of that main event this Saturday. The results are showing. It's showing that it is the reason Michael Fain is that all-in-one right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I have to ask though, again, you have been making this mark. You have been going around the tri-state. You've been going to places like IWA. You've been a part of TCW. You have done the thing now at Chosen Pro Wrestling. But I have to ask, what's on your radar though? Because again, if you're looking for gold, you're looking to make these statements, and you're looking to be a part of the main event scene. Is there a company currently on Michael Fain's radar that you're looking to bring your talents to?
Like the gold company, or can I say the gold company that I want to go to?
I think we'll leave that for a little later. Right now,
okay.
Let's stay more indie-wise. Let's stay more, again, the independent circuit here. Because I know that the bigger goal we'll leave for a little later on.
All right. From what I've seen, I know in everywhere, to be honest. I know right now one of my radars are Invictus Pro Wrestling. I know there. Battle Club. I've heard a lot about Battle Club. I definitely want to get my feet wet there. NEW, another one. There's so many. Recombination Wrestling, I know that one too. There's a lot. Even the Monster Factory is on my mind. You know, like it's a lot. It's a lot of companies that I want to get my feet wet in. You know, like anywhere. Honestly, like I feel like wherever I'm given a platform, I'm going to show up, no matter what. So honestly, everywhere is on my radar. To be honest with you, even Wrestling Is Now is on my radar. You know,
there you go. Again,
Pro Wrestling Magic's on my radar too.
I've been a part of here, so I guess I'll be seeing Michael Fain a little more, hopefully in 2023. So.
Hopefully, you know, Pro Wrestling Magic, Wrestling Is Now everywhere. Let them know. The PFB of Pro Wrestling, the present, the future, and the best, all in one. Michael Fain is ready to take on all comers. That's what it is. That's what it's about, man.
There you go. So now let's talk about this. We talked about companies. Let's talk about who is on your radar opponent-wise. Again, there's a lot, especially where you're currently at, the places you've been, that there's so many names to choose from. And already we talked about it off air. Some people you wanted to face that you've already gotten to take off that hit list pretty quickly. So who's next though? Who's on your scouting that you would like to face?
See, there's so many guys. Okay. Can I give a top 10? Is it possible I can give a top 10?
Let's go through it here.
All right. So number one on my list, I'd be lying if I don't say this person. It's PJ Savage. Why would I not want to go against PJ Savage?
You want to go straight for the top there, which it makes sense, especially
anywhere in the tri-state area, he's known. You can't help but see PJ Savage in everywhere in tri-state area. He's known.
It kind of works out, especially when we're talking about you want Michael Fain is a part of the main event scene, and when we talk about PJ Savage, he's known to say it is main event Savage. So okay, there we go. That's a match that might have to happen. Okay.
Another one off the top of my head, Encore. The Last Entertainer. He's very entertaining. But I definitely want to get in the ring with him. Ichiban. You know, I'm really getting sick and tired of this guy. Yeah, but I'm all in one. I've been telling this guy I've been talking smack, and I'm just like, he calls himself number one, but I'm all in one. Like, How you gonna come over here and say you're number one? Like, you're going against all of them. Like, come on, man. Ichiban,
well, you have to be careful with Ichiban because he has some friends. He has the Miracle Generation. They're the Miracle Ones when they're together. So I don't know if you have some backup of your own. Because I've seen you've been running around with Smooth Blackman. So I don't know if that's something. Maybe that needs to be a tag match, if you will. I'm not sure.
I'm not gonna give any hints, and I'm not gonna promise anything with that. But another one is Osito.
Good friend of the podcast.
The Culture Bear. I definitely, or the Psycho Bear. I don't care which one.
I was going to ask which one do you want though, because you've gotten to see more of the Culture Bear at IWA, but he is a little psycho, especially when you're talking about. You mentioned Pro Wrestling Magic. So I don't know if you want that Osito, because he's a little more wild when he goes into the Psycho Bear.
Either way is fine, because I get to throw him back to that cesspool known as Coney Island. So I'm totally fine with either way, And another person actually on the list, which is funny how you mentioned that, Elijah Eden.
There's a lot of friends of the podcast here. I'm starting to sense a trend here.
I've been talking about this match for so long. Like, I feel like this match needs to happen. Like, I've been waiting for so long. I'm just like, damn, I've never been in the ring with Elijah Eden. I've been in the triple threat last intensity. I have, but I never got that singles rub. So, what is that? 5? Shoot, 6. Aaron Roxas. I'm actually a big fan of Aaron Roxas. I'm not gonna lie. I love Johnny Moran and Aaron Roxas. I am a big fan of Aaron Roxas. Whatever he's doing is right. I'm actually a big fan of Aaron Roxas.
I don't know about him. He's a little. I want to have a sit down with him because I want to try to get to his mentality because I don't know. There's something twisted about this guy that I can't quite figure out.
Yeah, I can't put my finger on it too, even though it's kind of creepy here and there. But hey, whatever he's doing, I'm a big fan of. But I would love to get in the ring with Aaron Roxas. Okay. Another person that I would love to get in the ring with. I've never had a singles match with him. Actually, yes, I have. But you know what? For everyone to see too, I would love to have a one-on-one match with Montekia. Okay. He says he's smooth like butter. He is, but I definitely want to take on him. Another person, and I'm sorry to put this list because there's so many. You can't just ask for one. I feel like you just need everybody.
It works out. Hey, this is what a podcast is about. We're having the conversation here, so we're getting through your mentality here if we want to face. So keep it going here.
Exactly, you need everybody. Another person on my mind. I'd be lying if I didn't say Jay Bougie. Jay Bougie's definitely on my list. I watch him all the time. He's actually I've seen him what he does. He's really good, and I feel like me and him will definitely pull out a banger. Another person. Okay, and this will be my last one because
before we get to the last one here, it is interesting though because I'm starting to see a lot of each person you want to face. There's a similar trait, if you will, with each person. Like there's similar traits to what you bring to the table, especially with Bougie, that talking, because you like to talk a lot here. I'm starting to see that trend. Bougie definitely likes to bring that talk. He talks the talk and walks the walk. So that's something. And I've had Bougie a few times on the show. We might have to talk to Bougie a little bit, see what he thinks about this pairing here.
You see, it's funny how you mentioned that, but it's crazy. He talks the talk and he walks the walk, but who's not on that list? Me. I'm not on that list. He can't talk the talk and walk the walk against me unless whenever he's ready. I'm not pushing anything or anything, but whenever he wants to get his feet wet with, just let me know. I'll be ready any day of the week. And the last person, and I can't believe I'm even saying this guy's name, Ben Rutten, the fashion hype beast. Ben Rutten, that guy's a weirdo. I don't like that guy.
I thought you guys would get along though. Like you seem to have a good sense of fashion as well. I see Ben is a fashionista, if you will.
He's a dork. Like what does he wear? He wears blankets as jackets. Like I don't know what that is. He wears rugs as jackets, and then he looks like Mankind or the low budget Mankind is what I call him, the best. But honestly, I would love to, have it out with Ben Rutten, hopefully sooner than later. But yeah, those are. Oh, Tristan Ty. That's my last one. Tristan Ty.
Okay, the concrete dragon himself. Okay.
I would love to take on Tristan Ty. He's unbelievable in the ring. I definitely want to have a one-on-one soon with Tristan Ty. Hopefully sooner or later. That's it. That's all you get. So because I can go all day with this, because everybody when they say like, oh, let's who would be a dream opponent? I feel like there's so many people I would love to get in the ring with. No,
and again, that is a sense that's a sizable list there, but very, very realistic, especially for the area we're in, especially a match with Tristan, because you've gotten to be around that remarkable locker room a little bit, and you've gotten to see what a guy like Tristan Ty can do. So, hey, again, we might have to wait and see.
Yeah,
we might have to wait and see what could happen there. Oh, look at that! There we go. One of the guys from. Again, we're talking about shows in pro wrestling. We can't forget the energy himself, Daniel Alexander. He says,
him too, the flamenco-looking guy. Yeah, him with the puppet and stuff, right? Yeah, him. I would definitely want to face him. Yeah, you can bring that puppet all you want. Trust me, I'm gonna stick it up where the sun don't shine. If you want it, sure, let's go. I'm ready when you are, buddy. Strap them boots on, get ready, because trust me, that puppet ain't gonna save you forever.
Again, that talking, man, that talking of yours. I do have to say this again. I commend the cockiness. I like it. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of wanting to stir things up. But where is that again? Where is this hunger and just wanting to again say whatever comes to mind here? Where is this coming from? Because again, it's still very young in the career here. Are you sure you want to cause every fight so far? Just trying to give some advice here.
I want anyone and everyone. I know everybody says be humble in the business, which is understandable.
Yeah.
But when you want the smoke, we gonna get it any way possible. And I want everybody. Line them up as much as you can. I want to face everyone. Because I want everybody to know that Fain is not a joke. Fain's going to take on anyone and everyone with any means possible, no matter what. Line them up, any promotion, anytime. You see, Alexander, he wanted some of me. And who's that? Who's that? That's who's that? Who's that on there?
Which comment we're looking at here? Because he just said he's going to leave the puppets at home for you.
Yeah, there you go.
Then we have another OG in the game here, Devious in the chat.
Devious. Oh
Devious
yeah,
will be coming for you soon. Ooh.
Devious is coming for me soon. You see, I don't need to say much. They know how good I am. That's why they want to face me. It's not anything. I'm not saying anything I don't already know. You know what I'm saying? It's not anything like. First of all, Devious. No, look, Devious. I run circles around you so quick. You know that, and I'm pretty sure your fan base knows that too. All right, tell your fan bases I said hi. Our stars actually look like talking to them. It's okay though. It's okay, Devious. I'll sign your shirt later. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh my god.
But anyway,
I do see someone's definitely been around a certain divine, if you will, because this swagger to you is definitely showing. I know I'll pop someone if he heard this podcast. So there we go. Daniel Alexander saying, "Bro, giving me the Rock vibes." No, he definitely has that little bit of that swagger to him. Again, the look shows it. Let's talk about that a little bit, because I do want to say what is with the shades here. What is it with the nice shades? A little bit of a trademark to you now. All the promo pics we've seen, all the entrances, you have that look to you. So what is it that brought this to Michael Fain here?
This Michael Fain has always been around. It just took me some time to get used to this voice, because like everybody said, everybody always wanted to be that quiet person, especially starting in the business, right? The shades was always here. I've always had my shades no matter what. It was just a matter of when and how was I going to do it. Because everybody always says there's always a time and a place for everything. Now, when I started in the business, I was very timid. I'll be real with you. I was very timid. But now it was either you stay at a spot being timid all you want, or you show what you're about. And you prove each and every time you come out those curtains, go in that ring, even have a live microphone, you show why. You show them why. So the shades, trust me, don't let these shades fool you. I'm still all-in-one Michael Fain. I'm still the present, the future, and the best all-in-one. Don't let these shades fool you. Because trust me, when that bell rings, these shades are off, and they're gonna get their ass whooped one way or another. Trust me when I say that. Don't let these shades fool you. Do not let these shades fool you.
There you go. Again, I'm just saying there's some nice shades.
Thank
I'm
you.
looking, I'm looking at my side. We do share that. I just like them in red. That's all.
I do have a red one actually. I do have a red one.
So we share that. I will commend you on nice shades. But
right.
let's talk about this though, because this is something that, again, knowing how your career's gone so far, I do have to ask. Starting in this era of wrestling right now, starting in the let's talk about it, the pandemic era. How was that for you? Because I can imagine it's already hard enough wanting to continue and wanting to get into the business and want to continue with training. How was it for you in this era that's already difficult, just living normal life now? How was it for you to continue here?
Honestly, especially during the pandemic, I think the perfect way to describe it was hunger. Like especially since we were quarantined at that time, you can't help but like watch all these videos. You can't help but train every day. You're not bumping, but you're doing your rolls. You're doing your workouts. You're getting your study on. During that pandemic time, that was just a new motivation of this has to be it. Because God forbid, it's sad that I have lost certain people during the pandemic, and it sucks. And, every day's not a guarantee. So you definitely got to take your moments, and you definitely got to pick it as wisely as you can. And how it was, especially like going into it and the transition, especially with this era, I would say it was a bit difficult because, there are people that are used to seeing certain people, and especially like starting out in the business, it was kind of like, okay, like, are they going to see you again? Or is this like person just like, okay, we got a lot of people, maybe not, maybe next time or something like that, because especially around that time, it was very hard, especially for a lot of wrestlers out there, It messed them up mentally, emotionally, and pandemic changed, especially like a lot in the world as you see today. Everything just changed, especially like during that time. So it was definitely difficult, 100%.
No, and again, and that's why I commend you for continue. And again, seeing where you've gone so far, it is great to see that you were able to use that hunger and continue and not let those questions get to you. Because I can imagine it's already hard enough in training to get those questions of, do I want to keep going? Is this the right choice here? And then you're going through, again, what none of us could even imagine was going to go on with the pandemic.
Right.
And then having to then be like, so what now? Because it isn't the orthodox style of training of like, oh yeah, you're able to go in and train like usual. Now it's a lot of tape study and having to do a lot of other things to be able to get ready for training now. It had to be very grueling there.
Because we didn't have the Thunderdome. You know what I mean? Like, as cool as it was dope as hell. I'm not going to lie. It was cool. It was cool stuff. But we didn't have that. Indie wrestling didn't have that. As hard as it was, we wish we did. Don't get me wrong, but it was just at that time, it was difficult for a lot of the pro wrestlers, Like I said, emotionally, mentally, like it just, especially when you have those quiet moments to yourself, like, of course, like that's going to like creep in your head. Like, okay, what am I doing this? Like, am I going all the way with this? Or maybe this isn't it? A lot of things creep up in your head, especially during that time. So it was, but I'm just happy we are where we're at right now. I feel like wrestling has been booming like crazy, so it's like, I'm glad that we're back and we're ready to go. Everybody's up running and everybody seems more hungrier than ever. So it's the best time to be a wrestling fan, in my opinion.
No, it definitely is. And again, this month in particular is always one of those. April's always that time that I say this is what it adds, that hunger element, because it's the biggest month in wrestling. Everyone knows we were just days away from what was the biggest event of the year, and that adds that whole element now. Because now it's like, okay, that's the stage of stages. But now let's show why we can make our event as equal to that just reaction for the fans there.
Right.
And again, that happens like a weekend like this Saturday. Again, it's Inception. You want to show that your main event is going to be on that level there.
Right.
So it's one of those where it's that main event this Saturday. Again, it's going to be Michael Fain versus Anthony Felipe versus Nikolai White, the very first main event for Chosen Pro Wrestling. You guys are not going to want to miss it.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
So,
and for my opponents, just to say this, Trey Felipe, Nikolai White, as much as I respect all of their hard work, as much as I respect everything they put in, I'm just going to put this out right now. This is actually, for a lot of people, for some people, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, right? To be the first main event of any show. This opportunity that I've been given is not going to waste. And I don't care what I have to do. Trust me, I'm going to walk away with the victory. So I'm going to drink my water. I'm not going to wear any jerseys, but I'll definitely bring my shades and I'll bring my jacket, even bring the chain even. And I'm telling you, I'm going to walk away with the victory, no matter what. That's all I'm going to say.
There you go. And again, we've heard what Trey Felipe's had to say. Nikolai White, I know he said his comments. I've seen the promo. I've seen what he's doing on social. He definitely is not one to shy away from saying what he thinks. So I'm looking forward to see what you three do when talking stops and that bell rings on Saturday at CPW.
Yes, sir.
Michael, again, I thank you so much for joining me here. But before I let you go, it's now time to ask you that final question I ask everyone that comes on. And that is now, for Michael Fain, what is that end goal?
The end goal. Yep. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't the WWE. The end goal is always going to be WWE. I feel like, look, no matter what anybody says, and I mean this with all respect, everybody has loved wrestling because the WWE. There's no way to say it. Like, sure, there's people that probably started with Japan and they got to that point and everything else, but I feel like majority of wrestling fans had their love for wrestling is because of WWE. I know I have. I'm pretty sure you have too. You know, and I feel like that is the end goal for me. I want to be a WWE superstar. That is the end game. That is the goal for me. So hopefully soon, maybe in a year or two, Fain is a WWE superstar. So, you know, with hard work, dedication, prayers, and hopefully it works, man.
And again, I'm hoping for you. And again, continue that mentality, continue that hunger, continue that drive for yourself. And who knows where we'll be seeing you a year from now.
Thank you, man.
Thank you again, Michael Fain, for joining us. And for everyone watching, thank you so much. Please don't forget to go follow Michael Fain as well on his IG there. Stay up to date with all things Michael Fain. Links will also be in the description down below. And again, go support Chosen Pro Wrestling in their very first event this Saturday. It will be Inception. Go check them out and support Titan Enterprises and all things they do as they're bringing to you not only Chosen Pro Wrestling, Titan Championship Wrestling, Goddesses of War, and so much more to come. Michael, thank you so much for joining me here. Continue to do what you do. And everyone watching, as always, don't forget to be wise, be genuine, be real, be better people, respect the craft, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Peace.